Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order.
I brought treats from Greece.
Oh, nice, thank you. So I'd like to call the meeting to order at 3 o'clock on Thursday, June 12th. May I please have a roll call?
Carol Bezekas. Thank you.
Laura Schiffern.
Claire Kelby here.
Mary Jane Churchville. Thank you. We can't review the minutes because I don't have them with me. So,
That's too bad.
I know, but I'll get with that. I don't have any additions or deletions. So we can go right into it. And before we go into it, I have to tell you, I have to leave by 3:30. I have another appointment, so I have to, is that okay? And Claire, you're gonna,
I can take it over.
take it over.
All right, see if I can beat that.
I don't think Susan's in there. How was that? How was that?
Good.
Yeah. So the first thing I wanna do is, well, the first thing I wanna do is get signatures
Oh, thank you.
on the decision we made last week to approve the farmhouse, the barn. You just have to sign your name and say if you said yes or no. I have to attach this to that because that's the stamp. This is. This is a pending. Oh. Are we at 5? Where are we? No, we're just at, we're only at, yeah, we're at 5. But I have to have you sign this first. Because I didn't get it signed last week. Jerry, can you do that to Will?
Sorry.
Yeah, we're fine. We're stalled.
Look to roll call. Huh?
We did. You don't remember it? No. Yeah, you said you.
Yeah, you were first. I heard you.
Okay.
Sorry, just voting for anything.
That was your name. You didn't have.
Oh,
to
I know
say-
when you said,
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay.
Okay, Jerry.
I have other things on my mind.
I see.
I have a wedding coming up shortly, so.
Oh, nice. Do you have a dress?
I'm all, I finally got the dress.
Okay, so, but Susan was here for the vote,
Mhm.
so she'll
I'll
have to
get
sign.
her. I'll go to her house. And then the second thing we have, well. I'm gonna wait on that from the. Okay, so.
Volunteers?
The volunteers, we have 3. 3, which I think is a lot. However. What's going on in the Historic District Commission is not good for the town right now. I think we have to be very, very, very careful in vetting the people, the new people that want to come. Because our mission is to keep the preservation of the architect of the buildings. It's not to make the building look good, it's to make the building preserved, keep it preserved. And I think that for the most part, we're not all on the same page completely on what preservation is. The preservation historically is not making the building look good. It's preserving what its individual architectural features are, by the way. So the state mandates that the board is a 7-member board and they identify how it should be comprised. And I gave you in the handout, I have how it's supposed to look. So when we vet these people, these 3 people, we have to take into consideration that if you go to page 1, it starts at the lower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences up from the bottom. So
What page are you on?
the first page of Lori of this article.
Of the article.
It says part 1, title 5. Administration of the government,
Okay,
cities and towns. So it tells
this
you
is the
what,
charter.
this is our charter. and the state, they're identical. So they want the board to comprise of people who have knowledge about historic preservation. And so they want, what do they want?
You said line 5?
Yeah, start one member's gotta be from the Board of Realtors. So we've got you, Lori, right?
Yeah, but I'm not seeing
Okay.
where you were.
Oh. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, from the bottom.
From the
Sorry, I
bottom.
went from the top.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna do that, but there were too many sentences. I started from the bottom of that.
All right,
So-
one member from 2 nominees of the board.
Right, so we have a Board of Realtor person, so we can look for another one, but we don't need another one. Okay, let's see, all right, I have to go up another one. One, and this is the tricky one, everybody. One member from 2 nominees from the chapter of American Institute of Architects.
Have you ever had one?
Yes, we had Ken Duranian, and there was, off he went. So I don't think he'll come back.
No.
No. And I think we need one desperately. He was so instrumental in keeping us. on the-
Showing us insights that we
Insight,
weren't
yeah.
seeing.
Yeah, not only to the architectural history, but also to new products that create that same look. Remember when we had.
So when the position was posted,
Mhm.
was it posted with the necessary components?
I don't know, I didn't post it. It was posted before I came.
Correct.
It's been posted for like 2 years. How long
Oh,
has it
because
been?
there are not 7 members.
Right. Right, I mean, I can modify the posting. But I just want us to be aware of what we're looking at when these people come in.
Right. Not just to accept anybody.
At this point, I don't think we can, Claire, and one of the reasons is, I was looking at that video from our public health, and I was not happy with the way that went, honest to God. I didn't like the idea that the work, number one, had begun before we even knew about it. I just didn't like that.
Okay, well, we already talked about how that's water over the dam.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I wasn't here. And I looked at that video and I was disgusted. And I was mainly disgusted by your behavior. You getting out and leaving the meeting,
I
going
went
out.
to get information from the assessor's office, which
You came
ended up
back
being
on the
pertinent.
phone with Gary Shepherd, who was the applicant of the application that we would, that they were
What was
discussing.
wrong with that?
That is unethical and
How is that
It's-
unethical? You're calling me unethical. How is that unethical? That
that
I got information to bring back to the board?
was not your place to do so.
Why not? I'm a member of this board. Why is it not my place to do that and get information for us rather than sit
Because-
around the table
Because the
hashing
rest
over
of them
stuff?
didn't know.
I
when you
came
were
back
talking.
to tell you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Mary Jane had to ask, are you talking to Gary? And you said yes.
So I got information to bring back to the board. Why
You-
else
you-
would I?
Well,
What?
you got hostile information to bring back to the board. If he doesn't like, he said, if he doesn't like it, you'll quit, just quit.
How is that hostile? He
Because-
feels like he's being harassed.
Yeah, he does.
He feels like he's being harassed because we're not doing exactly what he wants. He was wrong. He should have come to us prior to the start of the work.
Fine,
Let me finish.
you're right. You are 100% right.
So why did you call him on the phone and ask?
As I wanted
him?
the information.
All right, so here's the thing. We're either a board that wants to preserve history in this town or we're not. And we have to make that decision because right now we're not. And particularly with that applicant, because here's something, 100 years old, West Townsend. Women's seminary demolished. Original fire station demolished. Why? To put up a fire station. New, not historical. Number 2, in the town of Townsend in the center, we
Yeah,
have,
but that went to the town. That one
I'm
was
saying
closed.
before the board first.
It had to come before the board. And I'm not saying this board, I'm saying the history of the boards is not maintaining the mission of the historic district. And if that's okay with the town or the board, that we don't, we pick and
That's
choose.
done years ago.
Let her finish.
Okay,
What I'm saying is, if we're not gonna adhere to keeping the architectural history of our town, we don't need this board. That's my point.
okay, but we're talking about years and years that I've not been on the board.
I
Right.
wasn't on the board. Jerry, well, no, but we're talking about the.
I was on that
Okay,
board.
were you on
I
that?
was on that board. That's right.
Did you vote to demolish the women's cemetery?
No, I didn't vote to
Exactly,
demolish
that's
it.
fine. So,
But.
No, but the
understood.
town did.
No, they didn't.
They had to.
No, they didn't.
That didn't just get done.
No,
It's a town property.
it's a
No,
town
it's not.
property.
the seminary wasn't,
No, the seminary was
it
not.
was historic district, that's my point.
Seminary being the Legion Hall?
Yes.
What was the Legion Hall?
Right.
That's all I didn't know was
Well,
seminary.
guess what? It was a women's seminary that trained women for suffragette. It was a huge historical marker for this town. Gone. As is the Pheasant House. Gone. As is now Ben Moran's shop. If you didn't grow up here, it's not a big deal, but it's gone. They're gone. The trestle is now totally bastardized with rails. The trestle is for a train, not pedestrians. So it shouldn't have handrails. Trains don't need handrails. So we are allowing certain factions in this town to do whatever they want. And we're not being strict enough. And now they're just doing it whenever they want. I mean, had I not called Bob Garside, we wouldn't have even had an application.
Okay, so we have since, now, I'm new,
No, I get it.
okay?
Yeah.
And we have since rehashed this a number of times, the same verbiage. And now we're looking to go forward,
Yes,
right? And
exactly.
have an agreement to preserve what we have.
Correct. That's where I'm standing, because the
I
question,
agree with that.
the question is, do we want to do it? And it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard to say no to people that you like, that run the show. It's gonna be hard to say no. That's why Ken's not here.
That's right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's why Ken left. So we either have to buck up and do the job, or we just don't have this because it's a big waste of time. I mean, we're losing at the harbor. You've got to know the harbor's not what it was. I mean, the rails,
Those rails need to come down.
well, I'm working on that. That's next. I mean, I'll be signing paper next.
Okay.
But I just want everybody to be on the same page, and more importantly, bringing new people in. I want them to understand that this is just not a social club, that we have to be serious about it. We have to learn. We have to.
I don't think anything in town hall is a social club. It's all about doing things for the community.
Yes, I believe that. Right. So I just want to make sure that going forward, we pick the right people, and it's not like we're trying to say, no, you can't be on our committee. It's a, do you have the right qualifications, and are you equipped in terms of the knowledge of history in the town and the architect? Those are very important things. Now, you didn't get that opportunity because you were put on
As a realtor.
as a realtor, right? Right.
I think it's went on as a person of who was interested.
Well, you could be, two people can be nominated by the Historical Society. One person has to be an architect.
Did you interview
Yeah.
for the job?
Yeah, I did. I just talked to
Lisa,
Claire and Lisa. I did.
she was president.
I think I did both of them.
She was the chairman. Elisa Struthers was chairman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was very vetted.
So you put in a volunteer form.
I did.
Yeah, and then we're vetted, but we gotta redo this.
I probably didn't realize I was being vetted because I just had a conversation with her, but.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that it's gonna be real.
I know, no.
I'm just saying we gotta get, so I'm looking at these, okay, we've got Jamie, well, what do you guys call him, James Dorian? He is one of the applicants, a woman named Maria Milliken, who lives on Turner Road, she's an insurance agent. Now she says she wants to be either in the Historic District Commission or the Historical Society. So
So she
I,
knows there's two different deals.
yes, she does know that, so
Maybe she
maybe,
knows the difference.
well, I don't know that.
Well, maybe we should come in and talk to her and tell her the difference and let her make the choice.
Good idea, Charlie. And the last one is Jennifer Ravelette. She lives in Maplewood Drive in Townsend. And she wants either the Historic District Commission or the, society. And she says she really likes watching the repairs in the harbor and she would like to, I think, well, she lived here her whole life, and so she wants to be involved.
I don't know any of them. I mean, I know James is on some board,
Yeah,
but
He's on
that's all. I know.
conservation, I think.
I get it. Now, he's been around, I just don't know what his historic
Well, come back up again.
commitment is.
Okay, so do you want me to move forward in doing a policy as far as
The violation policy.
the what?
Violation policy?
Yes.
Yes, I have that on the agenda. Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that that's the only way, well, I don't even know if that's gonna work, but I think it's a start.
Well, it's a policy, it's not a bylaw, but you have to start someplace.
Yeah, right.
So.
And I don't
start
know,
there.
I think one of the things we should include in the policy is where in their work do they get about us. Now, Garside's supposed to tell them to come here first if they're in the historic society, at historic commission district. But if he doesn't know about it, he can't tell them, obviously, if they start work,
Mhm.
like this situation. And I had another issue with Greg Shepherd. He started his roof before he told to. So I had to send him up there. You know, I guess I just have to drive around town and see who's doing what. Now, I did get a notice from Commissioner Garside telling me that Patton's Garage up in Townsend that just burned. They want to put in 2 temporary mobile homes. I think it's
Is that
Franklin.
historical?
Yes. Now, the problem we're gonna have with that is we're really gonna have to bone up, and I'm gonna have to get the videos, because I don't know if they wanna demolish and rebuild, or if they want to historically restore.
Well,
But we don't have an application yet, so we don't have to worry about it, but we do know it's coming up, so we should probably bone up on what the demolishing rules are.
and they are in the district, because they knew they were in the district.
Oh, they know they're in. And I think these things are gonna come up more and more, not with fires, but with newer people moving in and wanting to change the house.
Well, they can do whatever they want inside, we don't
I
care.
don't care about that, but outside, but remember, we had May Wong, you weren't here with May Wong, she was an investor from Wellesley or somewhere. And she came in and stripped a farmhouse, was about to take the barn down.
Is that on Main Street?
Yes,
I
yes.
heard about it.
Yeah. And we had a wonderful, building commissioner then, Eric Chartrand, remember, he was very helpful.
Yeah, not Eric. Was it? Yes,
I think it was Eric.
Downstairs Eric.
Yeah, downstairs, and he worked with us right along, and she was just really a tough character, because she said, oh yeah, I'll do it, I understand, and then she just didn't. And he was there almost daily. We never fined her because we couldn't, but we stayed on her case, and he stayed, and he wouldn't give her a permit.
Sounds like Main Street,
What's 22?
where the veterinarian is. It was 2 years,
Oh, I don't know.
and she just did whatever she wanted.
Dad, see, and that's the
historic district.
No, it's not, but I'm just saying.
thing, and you had
People
brought
do
that
that.
up a couple times, like when I said this, you said people
And she
do
was
it.
never fined.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, Lori.
Well, there's kind of a two-story there.
Yeah, that's a double
That's a
whammy.
double.
I don't know anything about it, nothing
Yeah,
to say.
It's sort of Gordon's house there,
Oh,
the one that Gordon changed.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
oh, downstairs?
yeah.
She had her clinic and.
Well, see, now that's another thing, I mean, if we want the economic growth, how about keeping the,
Well, I was on the
Commercial.
planning board at that time, and I think you were too. And we all agreed
yeah.
good to bring new business in. What happened is, she was gonna have the apartment upstairs, and then, you know, the clinic
Yeah,
downstairs, so there was not gonna be any boarding. But she, at the last minute, they came in and said, you can't do it. She'd spent thousands of dollars at this point. They said, oh, you need this particular something in here, we're not gonna give you one. So that's when she marched across the street.
oh, went down.
Right. So there
She was
was,
living in the Harvard.
there was two different.
She owns the house.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I know
She
from
had
the first one,
previously
right?
been here.
Down in Senate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, and this job is not easy, when you have to do those saying no.
Yeah.
Now, we've had some great people, like Jake Todd, remember Jake? He came in and he had
Oh, he
violated
did,
everything,
yeah,
and he just told me what I had to do, and he did it within 1 minute.
Yep.
It was great. It was
And
great.
Phil
Phil
Kamada.
Palmetto, yeah, he
Yeah.
was good too, really good, really good. We gotta talk to him about those signs as they go up in. He puts those wind blower signs on the spa,
Oh, on the spa.
you know, that spa building. He made the Central Shop a spa building.
It's a
So there's-
No, they-
Yeah, spa and aromatherapy.
you know what
Yeah,
that
oh,
was?
really? Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is, yeah. I don't know what she does, I don't know if she does Reiki or what, but it's that type of business.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's exactly, and I think she sells.
We could probably all use that.
She sells candles.
Candles?
Heard about
Oh,
them.
yeah, Colin said she's on candles. She went in to see how she makes her candles. She makes them there.
Oh, she makes them right there too?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's kind of cool, but she does put those flyer signs up, they're gross. So we have to look, we really have to be on the lookout for an architect.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be a person who lives in Townsend. Can be,
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
can be a
You can
person
serve on a committee.
from another jurisdiction. So I have no idea who, do we have any architects in town?
What we do.
We got surveyors.
We have civil engineers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not it.
Architects.
Well, which one?
Huh?
The Clubsarium.
Oh,
He's an engineer.
Oh, he's an engineer. I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Is there any way we can tell what people do for a job? Like,
Well, I suppose they're probably in the, well, we had yellow pages, we could look,
no,
but
right,
you could probably look on
Google or something.
Google or
But
something.
also, if you don't get somebody in that position for that particular spot, after 60 days, you can appoint anybody.
Right, and we know that, but I think we need an architect. I mean, Ken was just so good about the material.
Yeah.
Remember how he helped us with the roof on the bank? And he knows his materials and he knew
the windows.
the
The
windows.
windows down at Nikki Warden's.
Oh, thank God we had
Yeah.
Ken, yeah. To keep it all in perspective.
Right.
So that's,
Darian might know that.
He's a lot of
The thinking of how he answers that planning board.
Yeah, but he's also on the cemetery commission now too, and,
Oh,
you know,
always on a lot of stuff.
What does
he's
that
on
mean?
a
Is
lot.
that a conflict?
no. But he's
Time wise.
busy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, so we've got to look for, we have our realtor, we have our architect, we have Sue and you, Claire, who live in the district.
historic district.
Mhm.
So
And
we
that's
have,
all you need is two, right?
right, a realtor, the architect, 2 historic district people. 2 people nominated by the Historical Society. So that,
Okay, but they do not have to be from the board. They could be any,
correct, yeah, it doesn't have to be a
Member.
board member, no, it could be any member of the society.
general
that-
member.
Correct,
Yeah.
to pull that.
And who are the duplicates on this board that are in the society?
Claire's
The
the
three
only,
of us.
oh no, well, Claire and Jerry are directors, I'm the site administrator, so 3, and Sue's a member, right?
Yep.
You're a member. You
No.
didn't pay your dues this year, but you're a member.
How do you remember?
I don't know, you signed up at one of the society.
Oh, I might have.
you probably,
I do, yeah.
Well, no, back in,
Did I get a bill I didn't pay?
No, I just do membership and I see your name every now and then, I say, oh, worship, when I'm looking in the S's.
Oh.
back in our last anniversary, what, I can't remember what date that was. One of our directors decided that it would be a very goodwill gesture that every citizen of Townsend be given a membership. So that may be how you,
no, I think when you gave that stone to me.
What's done?
I mean, I donate everywhere.
No, but you gave a stone, didn't you give a wheel stone of some sort? Yes,
Is
you
this
did.
that?
Oh, I did, and I
did, we made a garden out here around it.
Oh, That one?
That's a
But
long
it came
time
from a
ago.
historic building.
Right, but you can't.
Oh, it's our herb garden now.
Yeah, it's right in the
It's
center.
really
Well, there you go. Maybe those are my dues.
How do you know about that? That's been there since I've been inside.
I found an article
Oh,
and I
okay.
copied it and I'm meaning to give it to you and I will find it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
I don't remember everything
Don't
from 50 years of whatever.
So anyway, that's what we gotta look for. Now, do you think that I should repost with these requirements?
You think you're gonna?
Or should I just retake these three and talk to them first?
Yeah.
I would talk to them.
Oh, yeah, you have to do
Courtesy to
that.
them.
I mean, we're
Courtesy
begging
thing.
for volunteers if you
I know.
haven't noticed.
Yeah, I know.
So,
This one is phone number.
Well, could we call them all in together?
Yeah,
and just
We
make-
could say that we
And,
could,
and, you
for
know,
the next
and-
meeting,
what
have
we
them at the
should
next
do is
meeting.
come to the next meeting,
Okay.
explain the difference between the two societies immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And let them decide what they really wanna do, cause you might just find one that says, oh, that's the other one I wanna be on, or
Yeah.
that's the one I wanna be on. So I think if we handle it that way, all three would have, they could say we were all together. And every, you know.
Okay.
I would do that.
All right, and then we'll see what, we'll go from there. So,
Okay.
so I'll call everybody. I'll make it my job to call everybody and invite them to our next meeting,
Which is,
which will be in July. July.
What will be the second Thursday?
Yes,
Of the
the
month?
4th is on a Friday, so it would be the 10th.
Oh, that's not how. How do you know that?
Yeah. Because I've already been.
It is the 10th.
It is.
It
Are you
is
gonna
the
be able to come? Or are you going to cookout?
I'm going on the 4th.
Oh,
So on the 10th at 3:00.
3 o'clock, and we'll have our volunteer people.
yeah, that'd be good.
Now, before I leave, because I do have to. Leave. I'm very sad about this, but I'm sorry to do it to you. But duty calls. But before I leave, Katie, we are appealing the building commissioner's determination that the trestle is not in the district. So we need $300 to give to Beth Jackson to appeal.
Okay,
Beth thinks we're gonna get it back, possibly. We could possibly get it back.
good.
If the zoning board says
Right.
okay. But Katie wants us all to sign that we agree to do this before she cuts the check. She just wouldn't take me
Oh, I
for
don't
Janet.
mind.
Well, no, I think that's very diligent. So it's $300, by the way. Well, you have to sign that here.
So did it come out of,
It comes out of that money that they gave us last year. that We have to spend in the next 2 weeks.
okay.
So we could go out to dinner.
Mhm.
And to get rid of it. But we also, if on this appeal, we're gonna have to pay the Groton Herald, and I don't have the figures for that yet,
Oh, because it has to be published?
published. Yeah,
I wasn't a part of the decision.
oh no, you abstained. That's right, you did, you abstained.
You weren't here either.
I wasn't here when it was done
No,
either.
you weren't here?
No, she was in,
No, when it was approved
it will.
or not approved, whatever.
No, it wasn't
It
approved
was
yet,
never, ever,
until we
That's what-
voted to
yeah.
appeal.
it was never.
Bob Garside sent us a determination that
They
we
just
were
went
not.
down and started it and then they said, you know.
I abstained.
There was nothing, none of us voted
Yeah, we voted to appeal,
to appeal.
but I didn't know about the money.
You must have dated them or
I
whatever.
do, that's fine.
Because it never came before us.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have voted on it.
I didn't even know, but I
So
thought,
I think what happens when it's a town entity, I think it is forgiven,
well, I asked for a waiver, and
but the publishing won't be.
no. I think I have to pay for the publishing.
You saved them, probably $300.
I have to get the number, and I'll put it on the sheet.
Well, we've got a whole thousand there, don't
Well, we have.
We have to use it in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, Julia, remember she had
we? Oh,
miscellaneous,
yeah, but
Well, we had minus $24.
is that what it was? Yeah, so we have the funds, it's just, yeah, it's like paying the town to pay the town.
yeah,
It comes back.
Yeah. All right, thank you, everybody. Do you mind if I excuse myself?
Certainly, we'll have a great, great time.
Thank you.
Wish your sister well.
I don't know.
What else do we have to do?
Where are we?
we?
We're at the bottom. We're at number.
You've got the signatures for appeal and review, so, did you wanna work on the, fee structure?
Yeah.
And number 7?
I got this, yeah, number 7.
Yeah,
You and
I worked on
discuss
that.
fee structure
That's the
and
only thing left.
implementation process.
Okay.
Process, not procession,
Should be policy, shouldn't it?
Policy.
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 Well,
So
procession, you.
Oh, did I write concession?
See,
I was thinking
thing
parade.
you showed me today with
Yes.
those. So,
ghost or something.
Beth is on vacation this week.
That's back the 23rd of.
She could give us a template of the policy because we did the fee structure. All the fees were redone and put in one
So she does a
document from
template.
planning. So I'm gonna think she will.
Probably is. That's weird.
Yeah, she does all kinds of stuff.
Plus, I'll implement some of them, I'll make a comparison of what the state law, what the Massachusetts allows and.
I don't like reinventing the wheel.
No, I don't either.
If the wheel is
It's already
there, we
there.
can apply to,
Exactly.
the historic commission.
Right,
Yes.
change a few words and.
Do you want to go?
They do.
Because so, they're very honey based.
Oh, I love those.
Reese just had the best food.
I just had the orange one, it was sweet.
I'm
Go take one of each,
gonna,
so you can try them.
oh, I love all of them.
Something is, one of them, yeah,
I
might
have tried that.
There's enough for one of each of you.
Thank you.
Is that a new bit?
They look new to me.
Yeah,
Oh.
they all are, but
Far.
they're just, it's just the best place for food.
Right there in the pocket. All right, everyone, enjoy the weekend.
You
Thank
too.
Very much, Claire. Appreciate your help.
You
I'll get this. I know.
I would do something, in reference to the architect. Just post something next to the posting that you're looking for an architect in particular.
Oh, not on the documents.
No, because the document's been posted a while.
Well, that's true.
All
Oh, you
it
mean
is, it's just like a 10-day posting again.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right.
Either that or Google architects in our area.
I can
And
really
call
that.
zip code.
I can only think of one.
Oh.
And I don't know if you'd be interested in that, Bill impressed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be. I mean, I've lost contact with a guy maybe 3 years ago.
No ideas.
Very nice.
Yeah, he is.
All right, everyone.
Um,
Well, have a good
Bye.
time.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Call me. Tell me if you need anything,
okay,
but not today.
Okay.
all right,
Bye.
maybe Sunday. Yeah, I never thought of it. He's
You
an
look down?
architect?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you call.
all right.
Yeah.
He still lives in Pepperell.
He's in town, in Groton,
Oh, he's in Groton.
or down the lake.
Down the lake.
Down the lake.
Yeah,
And she is a beautiful artist.
yeah. But she, no.
I used to work with
that's-
her. I used to work with Wendy years ago.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask you a question about it, but that's not the end of that. Okay. So we've,
And I've got a wedding coming up for the next few weeks, so I'm gonna be busy, then I'll really jump on this.
Okay.
so we're finished with the implementation policy.
I think so.
You're gonna see Beth about it?
Yeah.
And just put it to the next meeting.
Sure.
I think it should probably be on the agenda until we have it done.
Okay.
So that we address it.
Okay, signature for fees. Repeal of building commissioners, oh, we've already done that.
Did that, yeah.
Yeah,
I think we just need to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn at 3:34
There's
p.m.
nothing else on it.
No. Unless you have something else.
Unless you have something else.
no? So,
I'll second it.
good, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the meeting is over.